9 o'clock on the dot, and you are again live with me, G3, and we are on our second hour for tonight's super bonggang pangmalakasang sexy girl episode. And I am again wearing a top from Una Richie, and it's very open. Oh, diba? Thank you, Una Richie. You may visit them at Tristan Power Plant in Rockwell, or you may go to their Instagram, Una Richie, and order this beautiful padded top. I am also on my second cocktail, the White Sangria by Mix Mojo PH. You can also order from them on Instagram, and I'm the first to actually try this, and naubos ko na the sangria version. So, cheers. Umiinom ba kayo? Syempre, diba? Parang tonight we are going to have Lovi Poe, one of the sexiest girls in the biz. I also want to thank Badois, French mineral water, and you can also use this as a drink cocktail mix. And of course, Evian. Evian is naive spelled backwards, just. Let's see who's here before we bring in the beautiful, sexy, oh my god, I love this girl, Lovi Poe. Yup, yeah, hey, Lovi Poe. Ate Lovi. Gorge. True. So, I just spoke with her. And let's see if she's here. Lovi, if you're here. Parang I don't see you, Lovi. Can you shoot a message? Asan na ba si Lovi? I just talked to her on the phone. Hi, Ferdy! Hi, Ferds! Hi, Bonch! Ang mga ano yan, like every Monday, nanonood talaga yan. Si Bon, si Ferdy, Salvador. I am just waiting for Lovi. Ayan na siya, Lovi Poe. Hi, I'm here. Okay, so this girl, if you don't feel bad about, go to her Instagram. She is so freaking sexy. The one and only Miss Lovi Poe. Grabe naman ang pagkano.
Hi! Nag-ayos din ako finally. Ito yung mga moments na hinihintay ko para makapag-ayos ako, no?
Na-miss mo ba mag-ayos?
Oo naman. Kasi parang when you're just at home, diba? It's just like, minsan parang wala kang motivation. You're just gonna sit at home. Wala ka namang, hindi ka naman magpapaganda for anybody but yourself. So,
my God, magpaganda ka for me. I'm so flattered.
Yes, of course. Kailangan ko magpaganda for you.
Wait, teka muna. Ano ka, pwede ka ba uminom? Kwento natin yung nangyari sa atin kanina madaling araw.
Oh my God. As in, sorry, check ko, pwede pala yung filters dito.
Ay, nagpapalit ng filter si girl. Oh, go.
This is so cool. Anyway. No, kanina
kwento mo nangyari sa atin sa madaling araw. I
did not sleep at all. As in, hindi ako natulog buong gabi. And then I messaged you this morning, 5:30 ng umaga, gising pa ako. I don't know, hindi naman ako laging ganito, pero may mga moments talaga siguro na minsan nahihirapan akong matulog. And then I slept siguro before lunch, mga 2 hours lang. Wow, 2 hours lang yung tulog.
Ano pag buo yung tulog mo? Ano yung tsura mo?
So, yun. But I don't know kung dahil ba nanonood ako ng K-drama or is it because I'm stressed?
Ano girl? Ano pinapagod mo?
K2. K2 of Ji Chang-wook. Ji Chang-wook.
Sino yun ko kilala?
I love him.
Ano yung top 3 K-dramas mo ngayong quarantine?
Top 3, hirap ha. Siguro una, of course, Crash Landing. And then Something in the Rain. And then feeling ko ito. Maganda yung Something in the Rain. I love it. Super.
Hindi siya depressing.
Sobrang, oo. At saka super natural nila umarte. Yun yung parang hinahanap ko pagka nanonood ako.
Girl, sinabi ko uminom ka.
Gusto ko! But then I'm not feeling, alam mo yun, yung parang,
I just wanna thank you
na ba ako?
You are such a trooper. As in talagang sabi ko, I mean, like, gumawa na ako ng poster na hindi kasama ka para hindi ka ma-pressure. Pero my God, you're such a trooper. You're here and you're so pretty. Sige, gumawa ka na. Char, gusto mo ba? Gusto mo ba mag-wanda?
Hihingi na nga ako. Hihingi ako
Pati nga ng place
ng
mo,
drink
nakita ko
ko.
na yun sa amin. Post mo yung place mo eh. Ang ganda ng place mo, ang ganda ng pagka-Tiffany blue. Gusto mo talaga
Makalat
blue?
siya ngayon. Pero this is my dog. Señorito, hi.
Hi! What breed is that?
Maltese.
Oh my
Maltese
God,
siya.
yun yung mga nasa can ng dog food, ganyan yung mga best.
Yeah, oh, they're so sweet. At saka, ang kulit. Makulit. Diyan lang gigil.
So, syempre, Lovi, what do you do
I'll
pag ito
just...
normal? Like pag Monday, anong ginagawa mo? Nag-chill ka ba with wine? Anong ginagawa mo? Anong usual Monday mo?
Pag Monday,
Oo, like pag ngayon, pag hindi tayo
ang
magka-chikahan.
usual Monday ko is... Actually, ang usually ko na ginagawa is... Sige na nga, iinom na lang ako. Sana hindi siya mag-spill. Ayan, very good. Wala, I'm just at home. It's either nagbabasa ako ng script kasi I'm about to shoot a movie. So parang back and forth yung script reading namin na parang nakailang drafts kami. So parang we're making sure na pag mag-start na kami mag-shoot, parang wala na kaming kailangan balikan. Because parang ang pag-shoot ngayon is dire-diretso na. So parang buong month, naka-lockdown kami sa isang location. Lockdown talaga.
Shit, ang hassle, no?
Oo. So,
Cheers!
medyo ganun. Cheers! Talaga,
Cheers!
sorry.
Thank you for talking to me, beautiful girl. I haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, when I see your photos and when I see the things that you post, ako parang, ang dami-daming stock photo ng babaeng to, ha? Or parang,
super!
Parang sabi ko, my God, ang daming bagong photos ni Lovi na alam kong tinake mo yan before the lockdown. Kasi, syempre, travel, ganyan. Sabi ko, ang daming picture ni girl, di ba? Sino nagpipicture sa'yo? Si Monty.
Si Monty, oo. Pagka nandun ako, siya talaga yung nagpipicture ng lahat. Buti na lang patient siya.
Tinuturuan mo?
Instagram
boyfriend ba siya? Or kailangan mo siyang turuan? Ano?
Mabilis siya eh. Parang marunong siya actually. Marunong umangulo and all. Alam na niya agad na kailangan bumaba siya ng konti para mas nakakatangkad.
Correct. Di ba requirement na siya ngayon? Pag magjojowa ka, dapat marunong nang kumuha ng picture. Kasama na siya sa requirements.
Oo naman.
Diba?
I mean, like, it's better, diba? Parang, kasi, ako kasi when I travel alone, minsan hindi talaga ako nahihiya. Ako mismo magtatanong sa stranger na, do you mind taking my photo?
Oo. Kasi hindi mo naman sila makikita na ulit, diba?
Exactly. At saka, okay lang. At saka super post, yung hindi ka nahihiya. But, it's nicer pagka syempre yung partner mo yung nagpipicture sa'yo and all that. Kasi syempre, parang, you're not just like, I mean, like, parang friends na din kayo, diba? Parang, you know, your girlfriends do these things for you. It's nice and if your boyfriend does it for you as well. Diba?
True. What are the things that you like to do when you travel alone? And where do you go when you travel alone? Naghang ba ako? Naghang siya?
Ako, when I travel alone, what I love to do no. Now, okay na. Okay na ba?
Okay. Yeah.
Ako, when I travel alone, ang pinaka-paborito kong gawin is to run around, do my morning run, and then explore the city. Yun yung favorite kong gawin, tas listen to music. And also, to dine mag-isa. Sobrang weird ko nga kasi pati yung mga friends ko, they're like, you travel alone? Kumakain ka mag-isa? So ko, oo, yun talaga yung hilig ko. I enjoy it. It's the best, diba? Parang upo lang ako dun, I'm just observing people. Parang, excuse me, miss? Where are you from? Just kidding.
Kasi exotic. Diba? Parang,
I'm from the Philippines. Just kidding.
True. Ganun ang ganapan. What are the 3 places you really, really like traveling to solo? Yung top 3 places mo na parang, oh my God, I love, being here, traveling alone, like in these 3 places.
In these three places, I think, for me, Italy. Anywhere in Italy talaga is my favorite. Parang lagi siyang kasama sa sa itinerary ko. And sa Tuscany, yun yung gusto kong area na
Love
gusto kong
it.
puntahan
Wine
mag-isa
country.
siguro. Diba? Exactly. And
Oh.
then Paris, of course. And actually, I really enjoy, alam mo, sa Amalfi Coast. I really love it
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Yes. Pero
Yes.
masarap dun pag
That's
may
so good.
kasama kasi it's more of like a party.
True,
Par-
true. You've recently
party
been to
area.
Italy. You've recently been to Italy to shoot
Mm-hmm.
a movie with one of my closest friends in the
Yes.
industry, Connie Makatuno and the Zanjoe
I love
Marudo, di ba?
her!
Yeah, both
Yes,
of them.
I love
What was the
them.
experience like shooting with Zanjoe and Connie in Italy, di ba? So I Want yan, di ba?
Yes, nasa I Want siya. Oh, it was so good. Alam mo yung parang we shot the whole movie siguro 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks lang. And then the outcome, my gosh, Direk Connie, what a talented human being.
Super.
Alam mo yung she's so different talaga na parang she has the eye in every like scene. Parang kung ano yung klaseng direction yung gusto niyang i-take. Talagang she won't stop until she gets exactly what how she sees it. Of course, she's very collaborative as well. But alam mo yung, when I saw the outcome of the movie, parang sabi ko, wow, si Direk Connie talaga. Parang iba yung touch ng isang babae pagka nag-direct
Iba yung
talaga.
touch ng isang babae, taray.
Yes!
Anong experience like with Z?
Oh, he's really great. Nagulat. Alam mo ba, it's so funny kasi nung first time namin mag-shoot, first time namin mag-meet ever. My God, break the ice agad kami. Never pa kami nag-meet before. So, parang nung nag-meet kami, hi, Z. Oo, may ganon, syempre. Tapos, biglang, my God, first scene, ano na kami agad, intimate scene. So, sabi ko, break the ice. Ang hirap talaga. But, feeling ko sinadya ni Direk na para makita niya yata kung saan kami madadala at mapupunta. So, it was good kasi very professional, laging prepared. Oo, magaling siya talaga. Sabi ko, I wanna work with him again.
Alam mo, magaling kang artista. Alam mo, napanood ko yung Temptation Island. Sabi ko, this girl is so committed to the role. I mean, campy yung role, pero makikita mo kahit campy yung role, talagang may acting. Sabi ko, kasi sabi ko, nanonood ako ng Temptation. First time kita mapanood sa Temptation Island. Sabi ko, anak niyo ng Philippine movie, ng King of Philippine Movies, merong magaling, ganyan talaga. Also,
thank you
on Netflix. Di ba, parang hindi ka lang ikaw ang babaeng nasa lahat yata ng streaming platform, di ba? Parang talagang dinominate mo siya. You are also on Netflix. How many movies do you have on Netflix right now streaming?
I'm not sure how many, but I remember, of course, Hindi Tayo Pwede recently released. I think The Escort. Yes. And The Escort, I think, is also there. Kasi may mga nagtag sa akin. I believe it's also there. So, yeah, I'm grateful kasi kahit nga nangyari to, I mean, like, yung Hindi Tayo Pwede, we were, like, showing it sa Cinehan before lockdown. Siguro it was there for a week and then nag-lockdown na tayo. Tapos, ayun, after that, after a few months, pinakita sa Netflix. So, I'm happy na somehow nakikita ng tao in the comfort of their homes. Plus Malaya, which I'm like crazy about. So, I love that movie. Parang it's one of my favorites talaga. So, I'm just happy that I was given the opportunity to work with Direk and also Zanjoe. In Italy pa. My God.
Sino pinaka-best kisser sa kanila?
Marco, oh my God! Alam mo ba weird? Naisip ko tatanungin mo to. Naisip ko talaga siya. Ang hirap sabihin.
Sino wag mo na lang i-rank. Isa na lang ang pili. Basta pumili ka ng isa. Para
hindi kasi ang hirap
para may dalawang talunan. Char.
Hindi.
Hindi, sige. Ito na lang. Sinong best cinematic screen kiss mo? Yan. Mas madaling tanong.
Ang hirap.
Pwede kasi hirap ka sa role, diba? Parang nasa role ka, parang, oh my God, this kiss, I felt like it was really the kiss of the characters or parang, oh my God, yung nag-cut na si Direk, parang, na-woozy ako, hazy, ganyan. So, syempre, diba, may ganun tayo.
Ang hirap! Kasi parang, I don't wanna kiss and tell. Wow, may ganon. don't want to kiss and tell, but all I can say is, they were very committed sa characters nila. No, kasi parang ako,
May Derek pa, may Jake Cuenca. Ang dami, di ba? Parang, my God, it's such a fun,
oo
I mean,
nga.
it's a fun
Oh my gosh,
part
I
of
feel
the
so,
role, di ba?
yeah, I mean, like, every role naman kasi parang, parang iba yung hinihingi sa'yo every role that you do, na especially if you're doing like scenes like that. Like yung sa amin ni Derek na The Escort. Naalala ko may kissing scene kami ni Derek, and then I cannot really my role kasi there is parang it's the first time she's gonna kiss someone sa ever, parang ganun. So yung kiss ko, it's of course I can't go all out kasi she doesn't know how to kiss. Because I remember Oo, and then I remember may nag-comment sa akin before pa to, wow, that was such a bad kiss. Parang gano'n. That was such a bad kiss sa akin. Kasi yun, parang ako, I'm like, because it's my role, not because I'm a bad kisser. Just kidding. No, but it's funny.
Very committed. Oh, go ahead.
Oh my God, no, because ako, I really, medyo off ako when I see, parang, when people are faking it on screen, parang you already know agad. Parang, ako, my directors pa naman, especially the ones I've worked with, they're very strict when it comes to, like, yung direction na iti-take talaga when you're doing a kissing scene. It's like, as in, like, they're gonna be straight to the point, well, what exactly they want to see. So, parang ako, it's very stressful, you know? It's not hard, it's not easy to do a kissing scene. So, yeah.
Parang hindi ako masistress. Kung ako, hindi ako masistress.
Yeah. Para okay lang. Yeah.
Okay lang to. Mamaniin ko lang to, ganyan. But yes, again, like I go back to the fact that you've always been very committed to your roles, and I feel like that's a sign of a good actress, diba? What were your memories with your father like? I mean, do you have any memories with your father and the times that he would go to the movies? Did he ever bring you to the sets? Diba? Parang, because you are being recognized, this is such a, I mean, like, an incredible thing to be the daughter of the king of Philippine movies. Diba? What are your memories about the king?
Well, you know what? When it comes to my memories with my dad, it's something that we didn't really get to spend so much time together because of I was actually in the States with my sister and my mom, and then so parang very limited na lang yung parang yung pagsasama naming dalawa. But all I can say is when he was alive, parang just watching him sa screen, sa TV, and you know the way that people loved him, parang nag-set siya ng example sa akin that one day, because I've always wanted to be actually a singer, not an actress, but I've always wanted to enter the industry. And then, now that I'm here, parang yung example na, yung mga nakikilala kong tao na nakatrabaho siya and everything, suddenly it gives me this certain motivation to be, you know, somewhat, if I could be even like 1/4 or even half as good as he was, you know, parang that's already good enough and inspiring for me. So, yeah, it was more of that, you know, setting an example more than just memories for me.
I mean, because of all his children, you are the one that really went into acting, diba? Because one went into politics and the other one's a DJ, diba? Parang, I mean, you have a relationship with all of them, diba? I see naman in your posts and their posts na you're very close naman to siblings. And even si Brian, diba? You have a relationship with Brian.
Yeah.
You were the only one that really went into show business. So coming into the business, diba? You carry with you the weight of this very, very important last name, diba?
Oh,
so when you first entered this business, how did you feel about being called Lovi Poe and everybody knew that you were the daughter of the king?
Well, you know what, honestly, G3, it was more of a challenge for me rather than an easy way in, to be honest. But for me, it was like, you know, I suddenly have to fill in those shoes. I mean, like, fill in, you know, his, like, make sure that I don't taint his good name or the legacy that he left behind. But that was in the beginning when when I thought na maybe maybe I should take a different direction because I am just his daughter, you know what I mean? So I was just like, you know, I'm just going to step away from being just that and just do my own thing. So the moment na kumawala ako dun sa thought na I have to be this kind of person because of my dad, parang suddenly everything started falling into place. Kasi parang it's suddenly like being an artist is about being yourself. So before I was so afraid to get tattoos. My God, the moment I had my first tattoo, parang na-stress ako. The next day,
nag-inquire. Dito na sexy?
Sa side. Yeah.
Ang sexy ng girl. Yeah.
No, but yun nga, like that's one example na parang, oh my God, I'm the daughter of, you know, my dad, and suddenly I have tattoos. Parang bigla akong napagana. The next day, alam mo bang pumunta ako sa hospital, nag-inquire ako na ipatanggal siya. As in, ganon. Ganon yung pressure. And then I realized, okay, stop it. Just be yourself. Be yourself and everything will just flow. And then yun, I'm happy because, you know, at the end of the day, parang just letting things flow parang was the best decision I've ever made. Kasi ako, I'm not really the type to be, you know, to portray a certain attitude or have this facade. Because it's like, you know, it's already exhausting to act, diba? Parang when you're acting like for a living and then you're gonna do it in real life fast. So yeah, I think, yan. My gosh, biglang nasalita ako sa nakainom ako.
Okay lang, ako rin, no, girl. I never really had the chance to work with your father, but I worked on his special nung natay siya. So I was able to go inside the FPH studio. Nakita ko yung death mask niya. Ginawan siya ng death mask. Naalala mo bang meron siyang death mask?
Oh my gosh.
I helped in the special. Oo, parang ABS-CBN made a special about him after he died. And it was also produced by Cara Alecpala. So I was part of that special also. I remember very, sabi ko, shit, hindi ko nakatrabaho si FPJ. Tanda!
Yeah.
Hindi ko nakatrabaho si FPJ, pero nakita ko yung, naging part ako ng special nung namatay siya. And I was able to see his death mask and I was able to see the studio. And it's such an extensive, you know, library of movies and everything. Grabe, na-preserve talaga lahat. Na-preserve talaga lahat. At doon kami nag-shoot ng spills and everything. I mean, when you look at the body of work of your father, what do you think is your favorite movie of his?
Oh my gosh, my favorite movie, I think would be Isusumbong Kita sa Tatay Ko.
Judy Ann!
Yes, I love that movie. And if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of like the story of Ate Grace, or is it kind of? Or I don't know. Parang really? I don't know if it's their story, but it's kind of like parang inspired or na-inspire. Parang I don't know. Isa yun sa favorite ko na and of course there's Panday. There's Panday, of course. That's one thing na siguro na parang ang saya panoorin is that he does action movies na parang we don't get to really do nowadays. Na sana mabuhay ulit natin yon, yung ganong klaseng
and you would be the perfect lady for an action movie, diba? Part of your packaging has always been sexy, and I like it because my God, when I see you and when I see your photos, oh my God, as in like you really set the bar for sexiness. I mean, the photos that Mark Nicdao takes of you, they are incredible.
I love
like, parang you take it so sexily, but it's also very artsy. Hindi siya bastusin in any kind. So, parang ikaw talaga parang siya Lovi Poe na post, diba? Parang, were you very conscious in presenting yourself as with a sexy image? Because you are really oozing with sex appeal.
Wow, thank you.
Like, lahat ng mga batchmates ko sa Ateneo nanonood ngayon dahil sa'yo.
Oh, hi! I don't know if I'm just, I guess I'm not really conscious. Siguro, I'm just glad that whoever I work with, parang they already have that certain quality that makes everything classy. You know what I mean? Like Mark Nicdao, whatever he touches, or every time he clicks the camera, I mean, like, everyone looks good. Yeah. I mean, like, he's like, I'm a fan of Mark Nicdao. I remember buying Rogue magazines because of him. Not because of course, I idolize a lot of, like, cover girls. Of course, a lot of them.
Sino yung mga ina-idolize mo na cover girls?
Of course, Angel was there. Isa yun sa mga
Yeah.
favorite ko na covers ng Rogue. Yung nakatalikod siya na meron siyang Chinese character na tattoo sa
Wow,
likod
yeah.
niya. Oh, I love that. And of course, I also love Georgina's na parang nasa circus siya. I love that magazine cover. And ano pa ba? Dami pa eh. Basta it's just like when it comes to Mark Nagdao, it's just like, yes, that one. I love that Ann Curtis with the cigarette. Amazing. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like parang the moment he starts clicking, and he turns his cap around. Kasi yun yung, di ba, yung when he starts sitting, mag-uupo siya and he's warming up and then bigla niyang iikot yung cap niya, ibig sabihin, ito na siya. Ready na siya. So it's just like, it's nice.
Action.
And plus, ready for action. So I think, I don't know, being sexy, it's very flattering, but honestly, it's like a weird image for me kasi I'm really shy in real life. So
really?
Parang oh my God, yeah. The characters that I portray is the complete opposite of who I am in real life. Ask my boyfriend. So, kawawa naman, nabudol siya. So,
kasi ikaw, kaya mo rin
so, just like,
yung boses
yeah.
mo. Like, yung sa Temptation Island, yung kayang-kaya mo rin kasi baguhin yung boses. Diba? Parang, even your intonations are, you can change it. And for me, that's acting and that's really part of the packaging. And I really, really like you for that. Like, when I watched it, talagang parang, ay, si girl, ano talaga siya? Parang, she is really a star. I mean, like, she's not just a star, but she's also a very committed actress. And of course, like, part of you have 5 million followers on Instagram. Part of your popularity also is because, I mean, like, people know you to be somebody who is very elusive in terms of like the personal life. I mean, like, I know that you have a boyfriend, of course. Like, he followed me yesterday. Sabi ko, sino tong pogi na to? So, sinalo ko siya. Ganyan.
Yeah.
Yung jowa ni Lovi, ganyan. So, you've had your share of very controversial love affairs also, diba? I'm friends with both your exes, diba? Parang with Ronald and with Jake. Ganyan. So, what were the circumstances in which you, I mean, like, learned from all of these relationships in the past that have brought you to your relationship now? So parang, ano yung mga natutunan mo in your mga relationships in the past?
You know what? I guess I could say that I was actually pretty lucky to have, been in, like, good relationships with these people because I really have nothing to complain about. They were really wonderful to me. But, it's just like, I think for you to become the person you are now, you have to go through, like, it's not just through boyfriends, it's also different relationships with friends and, so it's just like, you grow into a different person the moment you meet someone. It's like, there are no failed relationships for me because I feel like, you learn something every time. So I don't believe in failed relationships. I only believe that you take in something new and then you learn from it. And then eventually and hopefully that the next one, you do better and, it gets better, So I think that's the best thing about getting into... Yeah. No, because I've always been...
Ang ganda nung there are no failed relationships. Iko-quote kita dyan. Sabi ko, ay naku, sabi ni Lovi, there are no failed relationships. Kaya mag-break na tayo. Iko-quote kita dyan. Ang ganda ng
I mean, but it's it is upsetting though. Na sometimes, diba, you invest in someone, and then what, years down the road you realize that that's not it, diba? But that's just how life is. You just have to move forward, and because eventually you're gonna find what's best for you, and it goes for them. So yeah.
Yeah. And they are both very good people. I mean, like, I love them both dearly, diba? Ronald and Jake. And then of course, parang ikaw now, you are obviously in a relationship right now. How did you meet? How did you guys meet, you and Monty?
Well, we met. I was in LA for a short trip. I think I was there for like this GMA show. And then nag-side trip ako. I went to LA and then I went to meet up with my batchmates and mga barkada ko nung high school ako. And then eventually CSA San Agustin. CSA forever. Yes. And then And then, in-introduce kami ng common friends. Common friends namin, si Kylie. Si Kylie nag-introduce sa
Kylie Minogue?
amin. No,
Kylie Jenner?
Kylie.
Kylie Padilla.
Si Kylie Versosa. Kylie
Kylie.
Versosa
Oh
yung
my
nag-ano.
God! Oh, kilala ko si
Siya yung
Kylie.
nag-introduce
Of
sa
course,
amin.
international.
So,
Hindi kayo weird ni Kylie
ayun.
na si Jake X mo, ganyan?
No, not at all.
Ang
Super close
galing!
pa
I
lang
love
kami ni
it.
Kylie. So,
Oo.
yeah, no, nothing weird.
I love Kylie.
A single drop.
She's also like one of my
she's super
favorite
cool.
sexy girls. Yeah, coolest. Oh, tapos,
Super
yun,
sexy. Super sexy.
Kailangan mo yung mga friends mo,
and
sexy
then,
lahat.
lahat sila sexy.
Oh, kasi si Heart,
like,
diba?
oo
Sexy
nga.
rin si Heart.
Lahat?
Diba?
Oo.
Oo.
Oo nga, no.
Oh, anyway,
Yeah.
pinakilala ka ni Kylie.
So, nagpakilala, and then we met up, and then hung out with a friend, and then, siguro we were, like, hanging out before I left for LA again. Siguro 5 straight days we were hanging out, and then, parang kunyari after work niya, tapos ako after whatever I needed to do that day, magkikita kami and all. That was 5 days, and then I had to fly back home. And then, 6 months, nandito ako sa Philippines, and we were messaging and calling the whole time. And then we met up again, and actually had our first date in New York, New Year's Eve.
Ang class!
That was our first date.
5 araw ng pag-ibig sa LA, tapos nakita ulit sa New York. So sad, diba? What was your
After
first
6
impression
months,
when Kylie
diba?
first introduced? I know. What was your first impression when Kylie introduced him to you? Anong Peggy, Pogi, ganon? Anong sabi mo?
Oh, because it was just it was nothing. It was nothing because it was just like a normal introduction. Someone na parang take her around so that, she doesn't, parang intro was parang mag-isa ako dun. Kasi I was traveling alone, diba? Oh, she's alone there. Yung parang mukha akong kawawa. Pero hindi naman ako kawawa kasi sanay ako mag-travel mag-isa. So parang, ayun, nothing eh. Kasi parang we weren't expecting this to happen. But it just turned out great.
Oo nga, girl. Naka-jowa ko bigla. Pa-solo-solo travel ka lang, diba?
Solo travel, diba? In the room.
So, kailan kanya inask na maging girlfriend niya?
When I went to LA.
Ano nangyari sa New York? Di ba, syempre, New Year's Kemerut, di ba? So,
yes.
Nag-ano ba kayo? Kiss ba kayo at midnight? What was the circumstance in which you met him on New Year's in New York?
It was so nice because I flew to LA because ito yung time na I was gonna go on like a long break. Like I said, I needed a break from work. I said I'm gonna spend some time alone, 6 months away, and then so I went to LA, and then so I flew from LA to New York, and then he had me picked up, and then diretso din sa car. It's very like
Prinsesa.
Parang very romantic and all. So he picked me up sa car. May nag-pick up sa akin sa car to get to the hotel, and then we had separate rooms and everything. Parang everything was set up already. It was just nice. It was sweet. And then the next day, New Year's countdown natin. So nag-ikat kami pumunta kami ng Friends Street. And then we had the New Year's countdown. And then we flew together from New York to LA already. And then since then, inseparable na kami. And then we started officially dating siguro like a few months after. Like, I don't know.
So, gano'n nakatagal? But, kinikilig ka, girl. Cheers tayo. Cheers tayo para sa mga rendezvous in New York. Cheers.
Yeah. Well, kasi cheers.
Cheers muna tayo.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
Cheers. Matagal. Siguro, it's hard to say kasi we don't know when it started. If it's New Year's ba or when I met him. Alam mo yung ganun? Kasi parang, alam mo yung feeling na since nagkakilala kami, hindi na kami, parang I didn't, wow, my God. Naging honest ako hindi na ako nag-look away.
I love it.
So yun, yeah, so I think it's hard to have an official date kasi parang ang random na mga dates namin kung kailan ba yung first nag-meet or when we met up again for New Year's Eve, ganon. Siguro New Year's Eve na lang, I think.
Oo, para at least
I
bongga,
don't
di
know,
ba?
ang
Parang
hirap.
festivities, ganyan. Festive. And
Oo.
then, of course, I mean, like, how long have you been
Yeah.
together? Hindi mo masabi, no? May years na ba kayo?
Mga siguro mga, oo, a year or two. Parang gano'n na siguro.
A year or two, oo. And then, of course, this whole pandemic thing happened. And, I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
couples are quarantined together, like Kylie and Jake. A lot of couples are also
Yeah.
quarantined apart, like you and Monty. Like, what is the most challenging part about being quarantined apart?
Missing each other, I think, is the hardest part. You know, because I was talking to Monty about it a while ago, how we are handling things pretty well. Because I remember I said something like, "Oh, I hope you're like you're fine with me not being around," and he was like, "Yeah, I'm completely fine." Ang nagiging problem lang namin is how we miss each other because the communication naman. My God, the moment he wakes up, he's gonna call me agad. And me too, the same thing. It's like, it's nice because parang the moment something happens to me, like good or bad, he's the first person I call and vice versa. So that's what makes it really nice is that it doesn't feel like an obligation. You know, parang if you're in a long distance relationship, you already know if it becomes a chore, that's when it becomes
Yes, exactly.
a problem, 'di ba? Pero ito parang I'm so willing to do it. Yung ganon. Wow,
Aray.
ang honest. Sorry! Wait lang! Bawal uminom kasi.
Okay, last cheers. So anyway, ako,
Okay.
I get a lot of questions about...
Cheers!
I get a lot of questions about LDR, diba? Especially now. Essentially, lahat tayo in a long-distance relationship. Not just with our lovers, but with each other. Kasi syempre, di man tayo pwede makita as often as before, diba? Paano mo mabibigyan ng advice yung mga taong naka-LDR din? Ano yung kasi I always say na parang for me, it doesn't work because I really need physicality. Kailangan nakahawakan ko, nayayakap ko, nahalikan ko, ganyan. So it's hard for me. But I admire people who actually make long-distance relationships work. Diba? Parang you and Monty make it work. Diba? Parang constant communication every day. Diba? Parang, and there is always the assurance that you will see each other again when the pandemic is over. But for those who are not as fortunate, diba? For those lovers that are really, really quarantined apart and in a long-distance relationship because one has to work here and the other has to stay here, what are the things that you can tell them and what are the tips that you can give them to make their relationship last?
I think for me, I think it's important. Of course, there's communication. We'll never, hindi naman pwede mawala yan, whether you're together palagi or not. Second is you have to trust your partner, of course. And third is the little things matter. Yung parang, sometimes kasi when you're in a relationship, you tend to neglect your partner's feelings or needs. Even the smallest things, like at least being romantic, being sweet, being thoughtful. You know, these things matter kasi parang ako number one for me is wag ka maging kampante sa isang relationship. That is a big no-no. Pagka the moment na you're too comfortable, I mean, it's of course being comfortable is great, but you can't be too comfortable to the point na you're complacent na parang medyo diba, yung parang andyan na siya, kami na eh. So, okay na yan. Ano na, parang, that's, okay na yan, we're good. No, kasi ako, I believe in romance. I believe in, you know, having initiative. Ako, pag walang initiative ang isang tao, talagang medyo turn off ako. So, I think, for the guys who are listening here, parang gusto ng isang babae talaga. Diba? Yes. Kailangan talaga ng initiative. Kasi parang sometimes, guys always say na parang, you have to tell me kasi parang may ganun, diba? May ganun factor. But girls would always say, I don't even have to tell you about this anymore. You know, this is something that you should know already. Diba? Yung parang, so that's something that you should have and remember. Be aware about what your partners love, you know. It's like as simple as like Monty, I'm away from him. He would send me like a few things, you know. or send me like that video message just to you know, make me feel kilig and happy. And you know, it's the little things, you know, count. So people should not forget that. It's not about the grand gesture, you know. Yeah.
What about you? What kind of a girlfriend are you?
Oh my gosh, that is a hard question. I am difficult.
Are you malambing? Are you needy? Are you
I
clingy? Are you celosa? Or are you like super cute
I'm
prinsesa?
I'm malambing, but I'm also
Okay.
moody. I'm super moody. Like, alam mo yung parang, kailangan mo yatang i-sense mo muna kung yung aura niya today. Ay, ganun ako. But, no, but I'm super malambing when I'm malambing. But I can be like really, deadma.
Like a girl,
Medyo
yeah.
deadma. Yeah,
Deadma.
may ganun ako. May ganun,
Ako ayaw ng mga
may ganung
guys sa
factor
deadma.
ako.
Diba? Parang haters nila, hindi nila nagigets ang deadma, no? Yung mga boys,
Oo,
diba?
pag tahimik ang girl.
Oo,
And
nagpapanik na sila.
yeah. Oo, pag tahimik ka na, that's when you know.
Diba?
No, but it's, yeah. Yeah. But ano
Then, of
naman
course,
ako, I mean like, mm-hmm. No, I'm very like,
we're saying
ano naman,
something.
like, I guess, I think, parang Filipinos are known for being maasikaso. Alam mo yung ganun. So, feeling ko may pagkaganon din ako. Sometimes.
Nagluluto ka? Naghahanda ka ng ganyan? Parang,
naglahanda ako ng lamesa, tapos magpa-deliver na lang tayo ng food.
congrats, girl! Pareho tayo. Anyway, what are the things, di ba syempre parang itong pandemic na to, parang all of us are forced into our homes and everything, and we learn something new about ourselves or the skills that we learn. I mean, like,
Yeah.
what special new things did you learn about yourself in extended periods of being alone? Ano yung mga bagong bagay na natutunan mo about yourself?
You know, it's actually more of not learning new things. It's just going back to what I used to do, which is writing.
Okay. Nice.
I used to love writing poetry and all these things, but I'm just so afraid to share it because sometimes, you know, when you're too honest, when you suddenly write something that's too honest, it's kind of scary. So it's something that I'm afraid to share.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been writing a lot, and yeah, my imagination's pretty wild. I love reading books. So parang I have so many like stories that I would like to one day in the future na ilabas na isang movie, ganyan. So ganun yung mga ginagawa ko recently.
But Lovi, you post some poems before. Like, alam ko may poem ka na gandang-ganda ko na about your dad. Pinost mo yun eh. Parang ako talaga,
oh my
parang
gosh,
galing itong babaeng to. Do you remember that you posted something, a poem
ito
about
ba
your
yung
dad?
art?
Oo. Pero ang
Turning
ganda,
my
pero
scars
ang
into art, something like that.
Yes, yes.
Oh wow,
Good.
really?
Naalala ko.
Thank you.
Ako,
Yeah.
when I read beautiful things, it sticks in my mind. I have a very photographic memory about the poetry that I read. And sabi ko parang iniisip ko parang sinulat ba niya talaga to? Ganyan. Tapos akala ko kasi quote, pero nakita ko nandun yung pangalan mo sa ilalim. Isa pang ganyan si Benjamin Alves. Magaling din siya magsulat ng poems, diba?
Oh
ng
yeah,
poems,
super.
Diba? Pareho kayo. Do you ever
Magaling
write
siya.
songs also? Because you're also a singer, diba? You're multi-talented. So do you also
Yeah.
get to write songs?
Yes. I've been writing songs, and hopefully after this I get to record the second song that I wrote. So yeah, hopefully soon I get to share it with everybody. It's kind of scary kasi sometimes na parang people could actually dig into it, that if it actually means something. Sometimes kasi my imagination's just pretty wild. Sometimes it is based, you know, from what happened in the past and all that. But yeah. So yeah, but it's just like I've been writing songs too.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kasi kailangan talaga itong pandemic, kailangan talaga meron tayong outlet, 'di ba? Meron tayo dapat pinagtutuunan ng creativity natin,
Oh, yeah.
'di ba? But you're very fortunate that your studio is still up and running and that you are still able to do movies and shoot. What are the things that you are most grateful for still being able to act?
Oh, you know what? First of all, just to be able to do what I love the most is already like a big blessing for me right from the beginning. And second is just that, we are artists. I was talking to my friend Robbie, who's our very good makeup artist, and then you know how tough it is that this is happening because, especially for artists, we're like creators, and we wanna
Yes.
keep creating things, and it's not something that you can just do and work from home. So, the moment that I start shooting again, I'm just grateful that I'm just gonna be given the opportunity again to be able to do that, and a lot of our my fellow actors too are able to do that as well. And so um, that's just number one I'm grateful for. And number two is that just to be able to be with the people I used to work with and people I want to work with in the future is probably something that I'm really looking forward to. Just to be around people. When I first had my shoot recently, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm around people right now. I mean, I'm a loner. Honestly, I'm a loner talaga. But I'd like to have the option of, hanging out with people. So it's just
Yeah.
fun. But then now that and now that I'm like with friends and people that I used to work with, oh god, how grateful I am. It's just like I suddenly realized that parang something that I used to do so
Gabby
casually, like
Eigenman,
it was such a
question
routine.
daw. Gabby Eigenman wants
Oh
to
my
ask you a
god, ayan na
question.
naman siya.
Oh, what's your question,
Kuya
Gabby?
Gab.
Patayin natin yung question
Oh
ni Gabby
my god.
Eigenman. Crush na crush ko rin dati yan si Gabby Eigenman. Anyway, sino
I
ba yung
love
mga closest?
him.
Kaya nga, di ba? So, sino yung mga closest friends mo in show business? I know you're also friends with Casey. So, like, who
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you consider your closest friends in show business?
You know what? I have a lot of good friends. Of course, there's Alex Derossi, there's Hart, there's
Oh.
Casey, there's Kylie, Megan. It's just like we don't really get to communicate every day, like, and all, especially now. There's Selene, of course, but Rian, lahat sila bigla pumapasok. Everyone. Parang it's just people that I've worked with. But I'm glad that lahat sila parang they're very nice people na parang magaan kasama. So parang kung sino naman nakakatrabaho ko, parang instantly nagiging kaibigan ko. Wala naman akong naging, like
Correct.
super big problem. Parang ganon.
I mean, ako,
So,
ikaw, hindi naman tayo
yeah.
nag-work together ever, pero nagkita lang tayo sa club, tapos parang feeling ko sobrang
I
close na tayo.
know!
Teme.
I know!
Teme,
I
diba?
know! Yeah, no, I
Ganyan.
think it's something na parang you have this certain respect for someone na kasama mo sa industriya because it's like you already know the kind of work that everyone does. Parang everyone has their own role.
Hi
And
daw from
without...
Karen Jordanil. Hi to the people
Oh, yes,
again that are
hi, Miss
watching.
Kay!
Hi, Karen.
Oh my God.
Oo.
Si Miss Kay, ginugulo ko siya about all the K-drama guys. Kasi...
Oo, ako din. Sabi ko, kami ganyan ticket. Sino ba itong dadating na to? Keme-keme. Ganyan, humihilat ng
Oh
tao
my
sa
gosh.
ABS. Oo, diba? Anyway, I mean, like, there was an article on Rappler that said, like, Star Magic is now opening its doors to other networks. So, TV5 and GMA7. So, di ba, parang nagpapadala na rin ng feelers na yung mga nawalan ng work sa ABS-CBN ng mga artista, pwede nang tumanggap ng trabaho sa kabilang networks. Sa TV5 and sa GMA. Like, if that happens, and when that, it's not a question of if, it's going to happen. When that happens, who are the artists from ABS-CBN that you would like to work with? Because I know that there was an attempt sometime before to go to ABS-CBN, di ba? Parang I know that there were talks, and I personally wanted you for a show. I know that I was in a meeting that, I put you in the peg na parang sabi ko, I want Lovi Poe for this role. And I know that there were talks
really?
for you to transfer to ABS, but it didn't push through. But now that, there's a chance for ABS-CBN artists to go to GMA, sino yung mga artists na gusto mong makatrabaho?
Well, first of all, about the talks back in the past, parang it wasn't really something that was actually, it's not something that we actually had a proper meeting about. It was just more of like, talks around there.
Yeah.
Nothing concrete or anything like that. Yeah. But people that I want to work with, I want to work with a lot of actors kasi talaga, as much as possible. That's the beauty of being able to do movies is that you get to like work with people from different networks. So I want to work with sino ba? Of course there's Piolo. I want to work with him. I've been wanting to work with him. Yes. I want to work with Jericho again, of course. And who else pa ba? Girls, I want to work with Maha. I want to work with
Yes.
Maha. Of course, I want to work with Angel. I want to work with ang dami. There's so many people that
Mm.
I want to work with. I guess it's
True.
just being an artist. Because you know what the thing is, as an artist, when you work with different people, you learn so much from them. You absorb things that that you see from them, especially as actors. So parang it's nice that when I get to share a scene with someone, parang it's not just work. It's something. It's a learning process for me, talaga. So the more actors I work with, the better, because it's like it makes me grow as an actress, and I learn from them. So yeah, these are the people that I want to work with and learn from. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of people want to work with you too. I know personally that I want to work with you eventually, like in the future. Maybe
Yeah.
that will happen, diba? Parang that would be so exciting, diba? And I just want to thank you, like, for opening up to me tonight. I mean, like, you were
Yes.
puyat, and like, I didn't know if you were gonna be able to come in, and I asked you, and you said yes, and I'm just very, very grateful and appreciative that you took the time to say hi and talk to me, and
Yes. Oh,
talk
thank
about
you for
the things
having me,
that you
G.
learned. Of course, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
you've always been a girl that I've always admired. I mean, like, I follow you closely. I'm not a so secret admirer kasi talagang I'm really blatantly an admirer of yours. And like all of these things, like, I mean, like, we have each other, like, in this time. Parang I'm very excited to always see your content. I mean, like, your content is one of the things that I enjoy, following. So ako talaga parang
Thank
I
you.
really, really need in my cachet of conversations. Also, because I feel that you have been, I mean, like, constantly, creating, this very, very great path in terms of artistry. Talagang you are building your body of work, and you are now on
Yeah.
streaming everywhere. And as a last question, because can you believe it's already been an hour?
I know. Oh, yeah. I know. I know.
Diba? So
So fun.
as a final question, and I know that you have, made the leap to streaming also, and like your movies are on streaming. Where do you think our industry is gonna go in terms of the future of narrative now that all the movie houses are closed, and now that everything is migrating online? So where do you think you will go? I mean, where will you
Mhm.
be in the digital migration? Saan pupunta si Lovi po? Ano yung mga gusto mong gawin? Ano yung mga aabangan namin sa'yo ngayong nasa iba na
Yeah.
tayong platform?
You know what? I'm actually very open to what could happen in the future. I think as people and as artists, we should always make sure that we have room and for new things, and we learn to adapt. But of course, at the end of the day, I am still very hopeful that things will get better. I still believe in going to movie houses and having
Yes.
red carpets. I am still a
Yes.
fan of that. So it's
Think
just like
so.
call me old school or anything, but I still believe that all these things are going to happen. So yes, of course, the future is we're all going to be watching our favorite actors and favorite shows from home, but then I believe in the future, give it just a little bit of time. And if we start to correct ourselves and our attitude towards how we take care of our world, then I believe that things will go back to the way it was. And I really want that. Yeah.
Ang taray, parang beauty queen! Spoken like
Oh,
a
beauty
beauty
queen!
queen.
Thank you so much. I thank you. World peace. Just
Thank
kidding.
you. Thank you, Lovi po. And I really hope that one day
Thank
you get to
you.
work with Papa P. And I really hope na
I
parang, alam mo,
know.
ang hope ko in the future, yung parang wala nang network, yung kahit sila na lang, mag-partner-partner, parang ganyan. Lahat ng writer,
Yeah. Oh my
director, pwede
God.
na magtrabaho. Diba, that would be so much fun, right?
Yeah, that would be fun just to be able to work with everybody, diba? Yeah.
I know. And I hope that when
Thanks.
this is over, I get to see you again, and we'll do a couple of shots, and maybe dance, and
Oh
I hope to
yes,
meet your
we will
boyfriend
like
also.
have our proper cheers. Yeah.
Totoo, gagawin natin yan live in person, di ba? And
Yeah.
again, I want to thank you, and just keep safe, and like, keep writing. I mean, like, you're a great poet, and everything about you I admire. So thank you again,
Thank
and I
you.
wish you good night,
Thank
and
you,
I'm sure
G3.
mahilig yung tulog mo ngayon.
Yes, I can finally sleep after
Kakatulog ka na. Salamat.
after
Thank you
last
for
night.
staying up for me.
Of
Cheers.
course, of course. My pleasure. Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Love you, girl.
Love you.